What's up, everybody, and thanks for tuning into this episode of Undercover Vikings. Guys, I know I say this every week, but legit, Michael surprises us every single time, and this episode was no exception. I'm going to try to do this the easiest way possible by going through each character, what happened with them in this episode, and the shocking factors that accompanied it. Now, before I forget, I want to encourage everyone to subscribe to this channel and to click the bell button, because soon the season is ending. It's called the mid-season finale, but afterwards I will still be posting videos just related to the show to keep you guys just interested and keep us communicating with each other. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and also go to our Facebook page at Undercover Vikings and like it. Now, let's start off with Margarethe. Now, I'm going to start off with her because legit, I just want to say I told you so. She delivered her children into the hands of the snake, and Margarethe proved herself. Now, she did see a vision of Torvi and Ubbe making out, and of course, being his wife, I understand her jealousy. But the fact that she delivered Bjorn children into Margarethe's hand, now that hurts. I kind of really want Torvi just to go back home and get her kids. Literally, like her sitting at this camp and waiting to fight, like this is like over a period of time, months. Now while Ivar and King Harold are all like at their home domain, Lagertha and them are still on the battlefield waiting to see what's happening. Now they do plan on sending some soldiers back home, which is good. So I hope either Ubbe or Torvi accompany these soldiers back home so that they can defend Kattegat and to get those kids out of Margarethe's hand. And I'm pretty sure Margarethe's gonna die one way or the other because she's really picking at something right here. Now, we all knew something was gonna happen between Torvi and Ubbe, and it did, and that legit we could see for itself. And Ubbe no longer wants to be married to Margarethe, so that's even more interesting. Moving on from them, we have the bishop who it was implied that he slept with Lagertha, and I don't even want to get too much into that because I feel like if I say anything about the fact that it's implied that they slept together, I'm gonna get a lot of like pushback because of the whole Magnus thing. And I legit believe Ragnar. He did not sleep with Quinthed. Magnus is not his kid. But if I say that this implied of sleeping together between Lagertha and the bishop is going to cause a lot of pushback. So I'm not even going to say that, but it was implied, and now he is basically claiming his fealty to her and declaring it and all that stuff. But a little part of me thinks that this is all just part of Ivar's plan, an easier way to get closer to Lagertha, because it's a little hard for me to believe that the bishop would just completely let go of all his beliefs just for Lagertha, someone he doesn't know, someone who doesn't trust, someone that could have killed him, and just because she saved his life, he feels like, he owes her something. But we do know that he is a man that likes to sleep around, and so Lagertha is saying, like, listen, our gods say that you can sleep around, and we encourage it. I doubt that he's going to completely let go of his Christian faith for that. Now, we'll see, because there's so much leading up to this, and we have part of it where the bishop had told Ivar that, he believes, you think I can't be trusted, but I can. So that's one thing. And then you also have this whole season where Lagertha has constantly reaffirming the fact that she's constantly being betrayed. So that could all be playing into what's happening right now, that it's just building up to this thing where she thinks that she can trust the bishop, but at the end he will betray her. We don't know. Now, let's move on. Someone did throw it in the comments last week that Ivar was going to get some reinforcement from Rollo, which it did happen. I just want to preface this, I didn't really care that it was said, but keep in mind that other people are looking at these comments, and not everybody wants to know what's going to happen next, and I don't either. But just keep that in mind, and just you know, if you know something ahead of time, don't tell us, because we like to be surprised and we want to know. So Rollo does send some soldiers over. Of course, he doesn't come. So I have a strong feeling that Rollo's not going to return. I found it hard to believe that it was going to happen, just because we know that he had a thing for Lagertha, and we also know that he loves Bjorn as his own son, which it did prove in itself true, because he did ask for Bjorn to be spared in this fight. I don't know why he promised Fitzurk that he would come to help, because it's just like a weird promise. Like, why would you do that? You know, he spent more of his life with Bjorn than he did anybody else while he was a Viking. So I found it hard that Rollo would be like, oh yeah, Fitzurk, I'll have your back whenever you need me. But those are still his nephews, and so I don't understand why he would put his finger in something that involves all his nephews. Like, literally, I don't understand. But that's the way Michael wrote it. So Rollo sent some soldiers. They have reinforcements. I think it was a wimpy thing for Ivar to try to kill Bjorn, like right there in that room. Guys, that, you know, I commend King Harold for standing up and saying, like, dude, like, that's wrong. Because that's such a wimpy move. It's like stabbing someone behind the back. I come in peace. I come to talk to you to see if we can find a solution, and all of a sudden you're gonna try to kill me while we're doing this? Oh, come on. Ivar has no respect for any kind of, you know, structure, rules, or anything. He's like a ticking time bomb. You don't know what he's gonna do, and that really turned me off, because I thought that was a cheap move, you know. And it showed you kind of how weak he is. Because if he can never, ever face any of his brothers on the battlefield, because he is stuck to something, you know. He doesn't have the advantage of his legs. He has the disadvantage of his legs. So for him to try to, you know, do that, you know, to make it an easy way out, come on. That was a cheap escape. I don't like that. But other than that, I'm going to talk a little bit about Floki, because Floki is having so much stress going on in this new settlement that he tried to build, which just kind of proves that man doesn't like to change their ways. They will always be fighting. There will always be war. And I think he kind of regrets his decision, even though some of the people are legit, like, being faithful to the gods in this sense, and doing what they have to do to appease the gods, and respecting Floki even in his position of leadership. I mean, Floki brought you guys there. The least you could do is, you know, listen to his leadership. But I think that this guy that's causing all these problems, and the son that was killed, it's just gonna just cause so much mayhem that Floki's gonna end up leaving them as well and moving on to something new. And I think it's all part of what the gods are trying to teach him in this moment of just, you know, just to focus on the gods and not to try to focus on people, because people will always fail you in their culture. So it was just interesting to see Floki having to deal with that. And I don't understand why the people would be afraid of him, because they literally disrespected what they were doing, the ritual that they were doing. So everybody should be offended by what these people are doing. But he did get that, they did get the reaction that they wanted from Floki, and now I don't know how they're going to use that against him in the next episode. I can't wait till next week, because so much is happening, and I want to see how they're going to end it, and how long it's going to take them to bring us back into season 5B. And hopefully everybody's gonna stick around, because it just gets better and better each and every time. Again, I will always say this, always, we do miss Ragnar. Oh, before I forget, let's go to England, because Alfred has now become the king. You could tell his brother resents it a little bit. It was kind of sad to see how the king died, but it makes sense when you look into history, because I think the king did die because he was sick. And so this looks like just a simple allergic reaction to a bee sting, and he ends up dying. But Alfred has finally taken to the throne, and we know in true history there is a rift between Alfred and his brother, which I think in real history is his cousin. I'm not too sure, but I know that they did have a rift between each other, and so I know that's going to play out into the future. He does become like a drunk or something, and it's just a lot going on. But we're happy to see that Alfred has taken the throne. It was always that was always the plan, and it was a good thing that Judith was around to make sure that plan came to pass. Anyway, I'm talking so much. I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. I will post something on Facebook, and again, during these last few weeks, I've been posting questions, and these questions will lead into videos that I will be posting while we have this short break that we should be having mid-year. So I believe that maybe it'll come out in the summer, but who knows, because other shows are coming out in the summer that, you know, the History Channel knows that most of the people, fans of Vikings, will be watching. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. Share this with somebody you love. Bye.